Good afternoon. Hope you guys are having a beautiful day so far. For those who don't know me, my name is Jordan Dorno, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about a Food Force program that we are going to be bringing to mentors for fatherless children. I'm so excited to be talking to you guys about this. This is not only going to be revolutionary, but it's also going to change our communities. This is going to be such a great impact on not just the health of our community, but also just the education and also the empowerment of our young people. So just getting right to it. So if you don't know what a food force is, food force is created to empower communities to be able to provide resources. The force program will empower a community by providing fresh produce. Many times in a lot of communities that are prevalent of brown skinned people, it's a lot of food deserts around them. So a food force program will be able to help provide fresh produce. So about me, I'm on a mission to help God's empower God's creation. How? Through the animals, through the environment, and through people. So I'm gonna provide sustainable initiatives that's not only gonna help the community but also help the environment. So one thing that you're like, how are you doing this? Well, the first thing is I went and got my degree in sustainable business and environmental studies. This right here, this degree has helped me understand and become an expert at sustainability, but also become an expert of how we can implement new strategies to help empower our communities while leaving a good impact on our environment at the same time. So by becoming a sustainable expert and activist, I've been coming up with new strategies. And the biggest one that I have found so far is between how we drink water and then also food forests. So my vision is to create mini food forests all around America and all around this whole world, honestly, and establish a system now. So what we're going to be doing at Fatherless, our Mentors for Fatherless Children, is creating a system. And once we create the system, it will last forever. And the one thing about food forest that's different from a community garden requires labor intensive forever. You always have to maintain. You always have to be doing something, pruning and doing something with the garden. And a lot of times the gardens fail because a lot of people get lazy or they just forget or they have so much going on. The difference about a food forest is it's a lot of work, a lot of intensive work in the beginning, but once it's established forever. It's less input and more output. Come on, who doesn't want that? You have to do less input into it, and then you get more produce. Come on, that just makes sense. And of course, like I said before, provide fresh produce for the community. All right, so our mission is to teach communities how to provide their own food for their family. Imagine us teaching young people all in our neighborhoods how to plant, how to produce food, how to cultivate the land. Man, we're going to be empowering not only them and their families, but their kids because now they're going to be able to have many food forests in their backyards and reforest the backyard with food and medicinal plants. So that's what we're going to be doing with their backyard. This is going to be a staple. So we're going to learn how to literally redo their backyard to create another food forest by cultivating the soil, providing a rich soil so that we can produce not only food but medicinal plants as well. All right, so this is an example of what the layers of a food forest is. It kind of mimics the natural forest and nature. So you're gonna have a canopy layer, which will be the tallest tree. Then you have a lower tree, which will be something like an orange tree or something like that. And then on the tree itself you're going to have vines, so it's literally mimicking everything in the forest. It's so simple. And then the third step was having shrubs. There's going to be berries, it could be blackberries, raspberries. And then the fourth one would be a herbaceous layer, and it's going to be some of our herbs, our basil, peppermint. We can throw any other things in there like that. And then the fifth layer is going to be like sweet potatoes. It's going to be our ground plants. And the sixth one is going to be our soil layer. And this is going to be strawberries, things that's helping with providing a rich soil. And the seventh one would be our vertical layer, which is the vines I mentioned earlier. And on top of this, something I didn't mention on here is going to be our a nitrogen neutral plant. This is something that's going to help um, provide the best nutrients for the trees so we can have their best produce. So all of this is going to take time. It's not going to be something easy. It's not going to be something that is going to happen overnight. There's going to be time. A lot of time is going to be put into this. So it leads us to work. So this project will require a lot of work. but will be well worth it. The short-term goal is understanding the environmental factors and sectors of just the backyard right now and the mentor for fatherless children. Understanding how where the when the sun rises and when the sun sets. Understanding how the wind, the climate, how much does it rain, does the soil hold the water? Is it flooded a lot? These simple things. Is it good soil or is it bad soil? How long does it take for us to recultivate the soil? um, Also doing composting. So many different things and factors that go into just making sure that we can provide the best environment so that we can have a thriving food forest. And even the wildlife, there are a lot of wildlife that comes in throughout this backyard. So a long-term goal is completing this project through donation. This is going to be labor intensive and also cost effective, and that leads us to some of the different, just so you can get an understanding of what we're doing. This is another example of what we want to create in the backyard. So this is an arbor. Of course, we have on the left side, we're gonna have the tomatoes, and we have some of the pollinators on the right side. This alone, these are some simple tools that we need. It's not doesn't come free, so we're gonna need donations, volunteers, and also grants. And our goals, so our goal is to be able to get this food forest actually running in 2025. And from 2024 to 25, we're going to be cultivating soil and getting the plants, the seedlings, and getting everything planted. So by 2025, we could actually start seeing the food forest grow. So the estimated cost for food forest for just a fourth of an acre. A fourth of an acre. This is not 1 acre. For a fourth acre, it's around $5,000. So for what we're gonna need, from the tools to the fencing to just the plants and the material we need for the trees, it's gonna be between $5,000 to $10,000. So another important role that's going to affect it is our environmental aspect. So like I said earlier, the soil, the sunlighting, the wind, the temperature, wildlife, and water. So I appreciate you guys staying to the end and just understanding the importance of providing fresh produce for our community. This is something that's going to, I believe, 100% change the world. Imagine our just an ordinary people, families, being able to have a food forest in the backyard. Imagine how we can change our diets, how we can change our health, and most importantly, how we can empower those who don't have food. How food deserts can turn into food forests. Come on, bro. God is so amazing. God has given me this idea of turning food desert into food forests. And with your help, with volunteers, this can actually be accomplished. This is not a far fetched idea. This is something that some people are already doing in other places of the world. So why can't we do it? Why can't we turn something that is disaster to thriving? You can do this. We can do this. Just together, we got to work together. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. I'm so excited for what God's going to do through this. Let's go.